How many of you guys out there want to live a better life? Out of curiosity, how many of you guys have seen somebody that has a really nice house, really nice car, dresses to the nines, so on and so forth? And your response to that was, must be nice. And after saying that, we basically sit there in our minds and say, we either one, kind of have a negative connotation toward them, meaning we say, oh, whatever, they got it from their parents and so on and so forth. But then you got other people out there that sit there and wonder, how did they get that? How are they living a better life than me? Also, here's another thing too. How many people out there do you know that are what you would call a rich idiot, right? Because you'll sit there and you'll basically sit there and think to yourself, I know I'm 10 times smarter than that person. Well, my friend, they took action. You sat around deciding not to do anything, just being a consumer, going through life nonchalantly, not making a plan, so on and so forth, and you just sat there and watched them do it. Now, I recently been reading this book called How Is That Idiot a Rich? I'd have to look at the book again. I can't tell you right now what it is. I'll get back to that. I'll insert the name of the book here. Maybe put a picture up for you guys so you can go and read it for yourself. I want you to kind of think about this, okay? Stop overthinking. What a lot of us get into is, especially me myself, like that's exactly why I wasted 4 years in trucking, because I did not go out there and just do. I overthought everything, and don't get me wrong, we overthink these things because we are trying not to make a mistake, because we might have a family to take care of. You might be the main breadwinner in your household, so on and so forth. I get it. And I gotta say, guys, sometimes that's just not the best way to go. Now, if you're very risk averse and don't want to sit there and take a chance, stay in your lane. Be that warehouse worker, be that truck driver, company driver, be that store clerk, so on and so forth. But you gotta sit there and, sometimes you gotta make a change. It just is what it is. I'm sorry, but this is the way the world works. So just start doing. Stop overthinking. Now, what I also want to touch on is, for those people that are sitting there in those positions, in situations that you would like to be in, like, they'll have a nice 2-story, 5-bedroom house, 3 cars. I'll give you an example. I have a cousin who's been on this channel before. He had 5 trucks, but he lives a life that I can only see from afar, and I can't really see myself getting. But that's my limit. I'm creating a cap on myself, and you really shouldn't do that. Honestly, you should be like, okay, he's a very smart individual. I know that for a fact. How did he get there? And I know his story, but then sit there and think, what did he do that I can do? Or what did he do that I haven't done? Or what can I do strictly by myself to get to that level? And that's really more the better way to kind of think. So, and really what made me kind of realize is, you have to build the resources. And I really want you to listen to this, guys, because I talked about this a lot with a lot of friends and family, and I've spoken on it with you guys before, but I'm gonna really touch on it here. You have to build the resources to live the life you want to live. Now, kind of Dave Ramsey kind of talks about this a lot, so on and so forth, but my adaptation of it is, if I have a dream, but I don't have the resources to exist right now in that dream, what can I do now to invest So basically, I'm investing my time and now to create that life in the future. Now, what you kind of also got to think about too is what is there to do. This is why I push trucking so much. And honestly, I kind of really don't even like talking about trucking all that much. But trucking, and then you can do whatever you want to do. I mean, it is what it is. You can start a side hustle, do Lyft, Uber, so on and so forth. The reason why I tell people to get into trucking is because it can get the money up in savings, whether you just be a company driver for a long period of time or be a lease purchase guy, just to get your money up, so on and so forth. We're not going to go to the debate of lease purchase and so on and so forth, and owner opping. So, but you have to at some point get your money up, get your resources up to sit there and create the life you want to, you want to live. Rome wasn't built in a day. That we've all heard that saying. We're at one point in our lives or another. And kind of to sit there and give you kind of like a story to that is the cousin I was just speaking of that has a trucking company that had the 5 trucks. He was an engineer for many years. As a matter of fact, before he was that, he spent a number of years working. I want to say he worked as a janitor for a while, and slowly plotted his way to get to where he wanted to get. And from that point, he became an engineer. Worked, saved up some money, and then when he found trucking, he took the money that he saved. I want to say it was about $40,000, 45 maybe, and he created his authority, got his insurance together, bought a truck, all the things you need to do to start a trucking company. And he did it with his own money too, by the way, mind you. But he had the resources to do that because he spent the time putting the money away. And trucking wasn't his dream. It was an idea he had later on. But he had that nest egg to sit there and invest into that when he wanted to. When he finally figured out what he wanted to do. And again, trucking isn't even his end goal, mind you. But he had the resources, so he built that nest egg. He built the resources to create a life that he wanted to live, and now he's living. It's funny now people, because they take vacations and stuff all the time now. People will say, "Oh man, that guy was an overnight success," not understanding that it literally took this guy 12 years. He was homeless. It took him 12 years to basically become a millionaire at this point. But I kind of really get agitated when I try to have these conversations with friends and family that they want to. That doesn't. I don't really. I'm sorry. I'm gonna start over from that. The friends and family that are trying to have conversations with about coming into trucking. They're like, I don't really want to do that. I got to be away from home, man. That's a L, so on and so forth. And then they go into explaining what they really want to do and what their dream is, and I don't have what their aspirations is. Trucking doesn't excite me, so on and so forth. Bro, you're still living at home with your parents. Like, what is you doing? Like, what do you like? You're talking about all this other stuff, and you want to do what? Oh, I want to get into real estate and do this and the third. Okay, so how are you gonna get the money? Where's the money gonna come from? And you're like, well, what do you mean we're gonna get the money? Where's the money gonna come from to purchase some real estate? Oh, I'll get a loan. Okay, do you have good credit? No. Okay, do you know how to fix your credit? No. Okay, do you what are you doing? Because you need sometimes you need money to fix your credit, sometimes you don't. It is what it is. But and after you even do that, you still got to go get a loan from a bank to do the purchase. And again, there's always workarounds with the SBA and FHA and certain conventional loans. But you don't know anything about that either when I ask you those questions. But you want to be, I don't know. But anyway, but the point being, even if you did want to buy real estate, right? Or let's look at it from a different aspect. Let's say you did want to get an FHA loan, right? To purchase because with an FHA loan you can get there's it's state by state what the loan cap is, but you can get you don't have to get a single family home. You can get a duplex, a threeplex, a fourplex, and then you live in it or live in one of the units for a year, and then after that you can kind of rent it out. And you can start that way, and slowly once you get certain point, move the loan into a business. But anyway, that's the video for topic for another video. My point is, even when you're doing that, you still need the closing costs. You still need the down payment. FHA is 3.5% down. That could, depending on unit, especially if you're trying to do these multi-unit places, that could be $10,000, bro. I don't know, my friend. I'm just saying, you got to get your resources up to live the life you want to live.